Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Yes, I know you have not seen me here for quite some time. Oh my god, I cannot believe this is actually my first video for 2026. We are in middle April basically, and I'm just filming my first video for 2026. And I want to apologize because honestly I was thinking of giving up the whole YouTube thing, but then persons were saying they kind of miss my videos. They learn so much, especially when there are new products coming out. They love my recommendations, my reviews. So you guys kind of pulled me back into this arena. So here I am. I finally decided to sit down and film a video. Spring/summertime. Listen, in the Caribbean we ain't got them things here. Okay? We got all year round sunshine. We got all year round sunshine. So we have hot months and hotter months. All right, we have rainy months and less rainy months. Okay, I did create this very pretty look that I think is in keeping with the upcoming season ahead. So if you are interested in seeing how I created this very cute look, very simple and cute, then please stay tuned. Okay, so I have my complexion products on. I'm just going to quickly run through what I'm wearing right now. So I have primed using I haven't used this in quite a bit, but I prime my skin using the e.l.f. matte putty primer, and baby, she is putting. It's actually a really good primer, I'm not gonna lie. This one is the matte one, the matte primer, and then I went in with my handy dandy. This is probably a staple for all the dark skin girls. We love us a Maybelline Fit Me. This one is the matte, the matte polish, and I normally use the shade Warm Coconut. This is the one that works for me. And surprisingly, I decided to try a different type of concealer, only because I won't be wearing this look for an extended period of time. I'm only going to be wearing this look for possibly 2 hours at the most, at the max. Yeah, so I'm trying this for the first time. Let me take it out of the container. I left the container because, you know, let's have these things written so tiny on there. Like, baby, listen, I get older. So I'm gonna start reading it from the the packaging. So this is the, I'm sure everybody's familiar with this. This is the Tarte Shape Tape, because Tarte has been around for quite some time. This is their Shape Tape Radiant Concealer. This one is in the shade Rich Sand, which is shade number, what do I see here? 575. The shade, ooh, hold on. This is in the shade 575, Rich Sand, and I'm trying it for the first time. And because I'm wearing this concealer, and you know the concealer is here, this is why I'm kinda not wearing this look for past 2 hours, because I know when my natural oils sit in and everything else, it's gonna look like a hot mess, girl. All right, so let me just go in and set contour, bronze, all of that, and I'm going to move on to creating that beautiful eye look. Okay, I'm going to be running through these products real quick because this is my first video of 2026 and I don't want to overwhelm you guys, so I'm just going to run through this real quick. This is my contouring technique that has been working for me for some time. You know what, I probably should use the mirror so I can see what I'm doing instead of using the camera. So I place the contour in the areas where I really want to contour, and I have my contour brush which I just washed maybe about an hour ago or something like that. So I'm here rubbing it on a piece of Bounty, hoping I could get out some of the wetness, but I actually don't mind some of the wetness because, oh, by the way, I'm using a black Opal True Color foundation stick. This one is in the shade Java Dream. It's a very rich color, but I actually really like black Opal's foundation stick. The formula is very creamy and it's very, as you can see, it's very easy to blend, especially when for dark skin girls like us, when we're trying to find those deep shade of complexion products, that bit of deepness in our contour. Should I say deepness, or you know what I mean? In our contour, I like to use black Opal products for that. But sometimes I switch it up. I think I also use, not a shade that I use, that might be a shade up or a shade down from Java Dream. I can't remember which one it is, but I tend to switch them up. I see a couple of them over there, and yeah. If I use it in the next video, you guys will know which one I mean. But for now, let's just try to get through this video and try not to make it too long. I know I haven't been here for a while, and now you probably want to hear me yap a lot, but for 2026, let me try to cut down my videos. There are times when I talk way too much, and sometimes I want to edit out something, but then I was like, maybe I should just leave it in. So all right, so we have our contour on, and the next thing I want to do, I want to set, because this is a radiant concealer, I really should go in and set this before it starts moving around. So let me do that. And before y'all ask, yes, I'm still in love with my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch powder. Listen, there is no other powders that I've tried to date that works with me as well as the Fenty powder. So I know some persons were saying, oh, you could try this, or this one works better than Fenty, da da da. But a lot of us tend to forget that everybody's skin is different, so some might react differently to certain products. Mine, thankfully, because I really like Fenty, mine reacts really good to this Fenty powder, and yeah, it just keeps everything set and in place. By the way, the shade I'm using right now is the shade Nutmeg, and I know Nutmeg has been out of stock for some time. I leave the Nutmeg alone, okay? Persons like me, my shade, we need a Nutmeg. Okay, so I'm ready to just go ahead and create the look, and then probably finish the rest of my face after this. So I'm using this. This is also another actually this is actually a contour stick, but I'm using this as an eye primer. I've used this so many times. I actually use this when I'm doing my makeup to go to work, just to create a simple nude/neutral look. I love using this. It blends really well into my skin's tone. This is the name of the brand, Kaely. I don't know, Kaely, and it's it says here that it is a double N contour stick, but baby, this is not going to do anything for me, so this has never been used. But this shade, yeah, I use it as a eyeshadow primer. I turned the camera off a bit to start playing around with some colors, but I decided to put it back on because I have a tendency of, when I'm mixing and matching colors, sometimes I don't remember what colors I would have used, and I don't want to do that here. So I'm going to start off with what I started off with. So I'm going to start the process on this eye. So I am at about 3 colors or so over on this side. It might be 4. So I'm going to start the process off. I'm using this Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation. This is a powder foundation, but I like to use this in the shade 385. I like to just use it to set my under eye concealer where I would have sculpted my eyebrows. So look, something. I switch between this and the MAC pressed powder. You guys know the MAC. You know, MAC is like the grandmother of makeup. She's been around for so long. Her, Graftobian and Moran, they've been around for so long. They're like the grandmothers of makeup. So let me just run through the eyeshadows that I would have played up with just now. Let me try to keep the brushes that I use in my hand. Okay, so I used this one just now to, yes, set the under eye. I didn't use this one, so put this back. And I'm just going to go in. I did go in. Oh, by the way, I'm using my Pat McGrath Labs Mothership. Yes, I'm still using my Pat McGrath, especially since that very depressing news surfaced where she would have filed for bankruptcy. But then there was another headline that said somebody or the other bought out a company and she's now CEO, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, oh man, things are so bad. And I love me a Pat McGrath. Her things are pricey, yes, but when you think about the quality of the makeup, I understand why it's up there. But I'm using this one. This one is the Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity eyeshadow palette. This one is from a while back, but the colors, I still love them. So I'm going to go in, right? The first color I started using was this one. Oh, by the way, this one cracked, right? Oh, sorry, this one cracked just now. And I just put her over there on a plate because right after I'm done, we are going to be pressing that baby back in. This is no time to be throwing away makeup, ma'am. Absolutely not. Okay, so let me go in, and sometimes it's kind of hard to read the things behind here, but I think this one is Megabyte. I don't know. Listen, I'm gonna be using this cherry fuchsia type of color here. I did start off with that, so I use that as my base color because I wanted it to be a little bit more on the fuchsia side, you know, since it's spring / summer type makeup. Let's do something fun. That's where my mind was at. I haven't worn colored eyeshadow in such a long time. Right now I'm looking at me and I'm wondering, is this me? I haven't worn colored eyeshadow in such a long time. Okay, so I started off with that, and then I would have flipped same flat eyeshadow brush to the other side, and I went in and I used the same one that's broken, the same one here that is broken. I did dip this in. I was trying to kind of flip it and use the same brush, but then I was like, it's a little bit too flat, almost like that color is kind of hiding the fuchsia. But I'm going to use the same colors that I used to basically lift it up. After I realized it was going a little bit too flat, I went in with this color right here, this eyeshadow shade right here. It has a little bit of an orangish undertone, so I went in with that one, and I was using the same brush because I wanted the colors to blend together. I know it sounds a little bit crazy about blending the colors together, but you can see a bit. In fact, I feel like I blended this one out a little bit too much, and I want this shade to kind of still show up just slightly, so I want to just add a little bit more of that right there. Yes, right there, 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 right there. And then I just flipped it on the other side once again to go back onto that very lovely fuchsia color, and then I added some of that to the end and try to blend that in. Oh, I think this is when I switch brush because I need a blending brush now. So I'm just going to go in and dip it in the same fuchsia color, and let us just start doing that blending, baby. I just blended all the colors together to get this right over here. This normally takes a bit, so I might cut this off and just move on to the next step. Yeah, just back and forth blending, back, forth and forth. We can't sing. Okay, so I just went in and mixed up a bit of a concoction there to get my cheek color. I went in first with my Rare Beauty. This is a powder blush, I believe. This one is in the shade Joy. It looks like this. It's a very orangish, pinky undertone blush. There's nothing powdery about that, by the way. This is all the way up there. And then I went in with one of these Artist Couture Diamond Glow powder. This one has a pinky on it. I can't remember which one this is. And then there is a Fenty Beauty bronzer that I love. I can't find. I think it's called Ruby Riches. It would have been the perfect one for this shade of eyeshadow, but for some reason I can't find it. But you know what's going to happen? As soon as I'm done filming this, that's when I'm gonna find it, because the devil he just like to show himself. But what I did, because I couldn't find it, I actually mixed these two colors together. I just put them on there, and I believe this is going to have to work for now. But I love that Ruby Riches, and I wish I could find it. Like, when I wish I could just see it. But you know what, let's move on and finish the rest of the look. Okay, so I'm just going to lightly dust the rest of this using my fan brush. Yeah, I decided to use my fan brush just because I think the fan brush is doing a pretty good job at applying these little bits of eyeshadow. I decided to use it because eyeshadow, it's not necessarily blush. I think I want to go into this very pretty one here just to see how that's going to look on top of this. Yes, I know this is already blinding, but it's a matter of making sure that I'm trying to get that ruby rich undertone because I can't find it. I don't know where it is. Seeing it all the time, and then all of a sudden, all in a sudden, can't find it. Can't find it. It's okay. I will find it. I will hunt you down. Okay, so I'm pretty much done. Almost. Listen, I haven't worn a lash in a really long time. To be honest, I've been just comfortable with pulling out my natural lashes. Okay, I have this what you call it, this is the, I have this mascara from Benefit, and this has been doing a really good job at pulling out my lashes, honestly. But for filming purposes, we are going to be putting on a lash. And I bought this pack of lashes. I have a variety of lashes, but I am thinking for this look that I should, because it's a little bit extra, I should probably put on an extra lash. So I'm looking at this one that has a really winged out effect on the end. But baby, the lash is looking like it will overpower me. It will overpower me. But let's see. Let us try it still. So that is it for this week's video. I did forget to mention my lip products. For my lip, I went in with this very generic brand. I found this on Shein, some Dunuf. It's like a matte lipstick, but it has this point, so I've been using it as like a lip liner. Honestly, it works really good because it has that very creamy consistency. I like to use it as a lip liner. I think it works really well with my complexion. And then I have been in love with this. I'm sure everyone should be familiar with Danessa Myricks. This is one of her lip palettes. You know, most of her products are actually multi-use products, but this lip palette I use specifically on the lips, and I love it. It's like different shades of nudes that you can use. You can play up with a couple of colors, you can blend some of them, but one of my favorite is this one right here. I use this one a lot. This one, and where's the other shade? Oh, this one. I like mixing these two together, this and this. Sometimes I like mixing this brown shade with this one that has like a peachy undertone. Fantastical, baby, fantastical. All right guys, so that is it for this week's video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you happen to have liked this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up on your way out, and don't forget to go ahead and click the subscribe button. For if you want to see more videos of these, you have to go ahead and click the subscribe button. So thank you guys so much for being here. Yes, I am back. I'm back, and I'll talk to you real soon on my next video. Bye bye.